G'day guys, it's Nathan Birch here from B.Invested.com.au, and today I want to talk about excuses. I've got no excuses. Like, if I don't do something, I just say it's my fault. But a lot of people in life have excuses, excuses for lots of different things. And when it comes down to financial futures, when it comes down to investing, when it comes down to property, most people have excuses of why they haven't done more, why they haven't, why they're not doing anything, why they can't do it. Because it's easy, like, you've got an excuse, it's justification. I can sit there and say, I couldn't do it because of, instead of having to do the hard work of making it happen. Like, I could have easily sat there and, hung out with all my mates and got pissed every night when I was younger, but I was working 2 full-time jobs. I took charge and took commitment to make sure that I wanted to control my future, not just have an excuse as to why I can't. And if you want to think about those excuses and stuff, you could probably tune into Eminem's channel and listen to about how if he didn't get off his backside when he was younger, he'd be living the 8 Mile and all that sort of stuff. My life wouldn't have been that bad, but like, for people to push themselves out of the comfort zone and push themselves into a new place, they need to do new things. And like, I hear a lot of excuses that property prices are too expensive. Like, property prices are too expensive. Like, you can still buy properties for under 300,000 in Sydney. Like, it's going to cost you $250 a week in mortgage payments, whatever the cost is. I'm just making numbers up here, but is that too expensive? You've got, rents coming in that's going to be greater, and they're going to be neutral cash flow. I don't know why properties are too expensive. It's not the right time. Not the right time for what? Like, it wasn't the right time for Colonel Sanders to set up KFC. He was 65 years old and living on his pension check. I'm too old. Once again, Colonel Sanders, 65 years old. Was he too old? Well, he probably was. That's why you've got no photos of Colonel Sanders when he was younger, because he was too old when he started. All the pictures were depicted of him when he started KFC. I'm too young. I was 13 years old. I picked up the Homes Pictorial, and I thought it was like the magazines, my big brothers had, that had ladies in them. That's how excited I was, because I was excited when I was a young kid getting into property. And I bought the first property when I was 18 years old, and that was 10 years ago now. I can't save a deposit. Well, there's different ways of getting a deposit. I've made videos beforehand about saving a deposit to buy a property. You could sell your car, you could cut back on a few things, put a budget in place. There's lots of different things. People aren't committed enough to take that action to push themselves to get that property or to get themselves in a new position. And people talk about new position, new, like leading a path of, something that's different. If you just bought one property, you don't have to buy 10, 20, 50 properties a year. You can just buy one property a year for 10 years. In 10 years' time, you're going to have 10 properties. Like, look around you, see your friends, family, your circle of people that you hang around, your centre of influence. Who else has that sort of position? You can do that. Like, if I could do it when I was on 35 grand a year, my first job, I don't know why you can't do it. As far as other excuses that might come your way, like, oh, what happens if the property market falls? What happens if, this? What happens to that? Let me just say, what happens if you're stuck in your job and you're still giving yourself excuses when you're 60 years old and you go, I got this excuse, properties are more expensive, they won't go up, they can't go up, this, that, the next thing. I know that my parents were probably saying that going back 40 years ago when they bought the principal place of residence for like $15,000 in Parramatta, like in Sydney. Like, it's now worth like $600,000-$700,000. It's something that, it's just a mindset, and you've got to change it. Like, there's always going to be an excuse out there. You can see people that have problems with themselves, they've got the worst experience. Like, look at Oprah Winfrey, like anyone like that, like, they've had bad backgrounds, like all that sort of stuff. They can change, they can do what they want to do, they can get over the excuses. Like, if anyone can do it, why can't you do it? Like, I'm sure that your excuses aren't as bad as the guy next to you, and it's something that, yeah, there's always a possibility to do something. So with it, I hope I've given you a bit of a kick in the ass to go out there and take some action this weekend, and go on, empower you to get onto the journey of what you want to achieve in life. So whether it's an excuse about your property investing, whether it's an excuse about why don't you go get that new job, whether it's an excuse why don't you go and ask that girl out, whatever the excuse is, go and change it, and get amongst it. So we'll catch up soon. If you've got any excuses that you want to throw out there, put them in the comment blocks below for a bit of fun, and we'll catch up shortly.